Hi guys, good evening. I'm audible, guys.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Great. Hey, good evening, Parag. Good evening, Shivankar. Hey, good evening. Hi, Ritu. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and then let's start the class. Yeah, sure, Rupam. Okay, yeah. Good evening, guys. So, hi everyone, and let's begin with our session. Today will be the Nodejs sports session, the Nodejs lecture series. Okay. The topics that we are going to discuss today would be the file system. Then we'll talk about routing in Node.js, and then we'll start with routing in Express. So basically, let's start with the file system, and we'll come to the other part probably end of the session or probably tomorrow. Okay. So yeah. So do people remember that we have used file system so far in the previous months?
हाँ मैं ये पूछ रहा था रिकॉर्डिंग से याद आया अपन जो स्क्रीन
was not here it seems. Okay, so I have updated uh, the PPT to the repo. The code is pending. Code I'll do it today. Okay, there was some issue with the I mean with my system, so the credentials were changed it seems. So I'll just reset it and I'll upload the data in terms of the code. Okay, let's go with week 25. Okay, and let's set up everything from the beginning. Open terminal, and we'll do week 25. We'll do npm init -y. Okay, so everything is created. Let's clear it. Okay, and now inside that we'll create one more app.js package.json. Let's change that to app.js. Okay, so we remember why did we use file systems before? Okay, I'll reiterate. So file system is an inbuilt module which comes with Node.js. This particular file system module is used to process files. Okay, to open a file, to read a file, to write a file, to open a file in certain permissions. Okay, so all these kind of coding or any kind these kind of problems which is related to a file or an or image or something, which is present in the physical hardware, which is in the hardware. Okay, so if you're going to touch it in, touch any data which is present in the physical hard drive, then in that case you have to use file system in terms of Node.js. So there are different packages are there which you can use instead of file system. But file system is the one which is being very commonly used, and it is a well-versed package. So most of the issues with the file systems, the security problem, and any bugs or anything, right? Everything is mature in terms of file system, because this particular file system, right? If I remember correctly, in 2016, it is almost no, 2000, yeah, 16. So almost 5 years, I guess, 5 to 6 years. Before that itself, when I was interning at LNT Mumbai, LTI Mumbai, Larsen and Infotech Mumbai. So there, I was using Node.js at that time. I was writing server scripts for Flipkart that time. Flipkart. So that time we used file systems a lot there. Okay. So this is so that was a small functionality that Flipkart was developing to give a preview of reading a particular book. Okay, so they did release it in the initial stage, and when Walmart bought Flipkart, right, they moved those modules to the inner section of it. Okay, so this particular use case I was working there. So this is where the file system was used a lot in 2016 itself. So now also it has been very fondly used, this file system part. Okay, so we know that, as the name suggests, file system is something which is used to access file and do something with the files. Okay, so we know that when in Node.js we have two types of events. One is synchronous, one is asynchronous. Synchronous means the program will go line by line. So if some kind of operation is happening, we can hold the program execution till that particular operation is completed and then move to the next line. So that is called as synchronous. Asynchronous is like where a particular operation is run parallelly. At the same time, the other lines of code in the program continues to execute. So that is called as asynchronous. So when we are reading a very larger file, right? So sometimes it is feasible to keep it asynchronous because we don't want to hold the program for so much longer time. So that is why file system has two options, two types of functions, the same functions in two different formats. Like we have read So we can synchronously read a data, read a file. At the same time, we can also asynchronously read a file. Okay. So so both of this kind of events can occur in a simple reading and writing file itself. Okay. So if you want to see the example, this is one example where we have we are reading a file, okay, like input.txt. So here we have two options. One is an asynchronous read. So when you are doing an asynchronous read, right, that time you will have a callback which you pass it with the read file function. So this particular function will get executed when the reading of the input.txt file is completed. Okay, so that is why we have this callback, because we need to know when the operation has completed. That's why we are passing the callback. And in this callback, we have two data. The very first data is the error. If the reading if in reading a file, right, if something goes wrong, then this error is returned. Else the error is null, and whatever data we have read in input.txt txt, that we will get as part of the data. Okay. Similarly, for reading it synchronously, right? So to do that, we have something called as read file sync. So read file sync, what it does, it holds the program at this particular line till the complete read operation in input.txt is completed. So once it is completed and the whatever data which is present in input.txt, that is stored in the data, then only the program moves to the next line. Okay, this is a simple example. I'll show you in the code how it is working. Any doubts, guys, in terms of what a file system is and what asynchronous file system functions and what a synchronous file system function? You are able to understand the difference between them?
हाँ मैम क्या
Yeah.
engraving का है मैं
So, is it clear, guys? Any doubts here so far? Okay. Now let's write a small piece of program to understand how it is happening. Okay. Okay, Varun, got it. Okay. So now let's create one more file here. And I'll write uh, file. Okay. So in app.js, right? Now we are going to write a program which is going to read the file, input of txt file. It is going to read. Okay. So for that we require, yes. So let's write it down. Const fs is equal to require, okay, fs. Now let's do reading of the file. So we have fs dot read file. Okay. So this is a asynchronous operation here. So what I have done here is in line number one, I have imported the FS package, which is the file system package, which comes as a default package with Node.js. Okay. So in this FS, right, we have function something called as read file. This read file is used to read a particular file in a asynchronous format. So asynchronous means, so when the line number three got executed, right? So this process will run on its own. Okay, till you receive either error or the positive response from this particular function. Till that, it will keep on executing the other line piece of other lines of code which is next to it. Okay, so once you receive the data, either it is an error. Rupam, we will get the UTF encoding directly. I mean, it is a default encoding. Okay, so here, what we are doing here is yeah. So once either we receive the error or we receive the data, the this particular callback function is triggered, and that is going to display the data. Okay. Now let's run this program and see. Okay. Node space app purchase. Okay. See, we got the data. So are you people are able to see the buffer here, and why we are getting a buffer here? Anyone? Yeah, encoding is needed. I was wrong. Okay. So why do we need, and why do people remember the buffer concept that we discussed yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And once we receive, what was the buffer yesterday that we discussed? Buffer was something. Sorry. So buffer is something which stores the small chunks of the data. So whatever data which we are reading, whatever data which you are reading from the file now is being stored in this particular data. I mean, in the buffer. So that's why we are able to see it in the buffer format. Okay. I'll tell you how to change back from the buffer to the regular UTF coding, UTF encoding. Okay. So let's hold it here. Let's go to the same way and I'll do console.log. This is after a sum. Okay. Operation. Okay. I'll save this. I'll clear the terminal. Okay. And I'll rerun it again. See, even though we have the after async operation console after the read file function, but still in the output we are seeing able to see it at the first. After that only we are able to see the reading operation is happening. So this means this proves that this read file is working asynchronously. Any doubt, guys? Why? Any doubt here in terms of read file? Why it is um, working as asynchronously? Okay. Yeah, guys. So please implement this in your respective. Okay, Preeti, how this showing is different? Because see, so once we encounter this particular function, right? It is in line number three. So this should have I mean, this should have worked out first. Then the line number 10 should have executed. But if you see the output, right, you can see this operation have started on its own when the program encountered this line number three. But after encountering this process was this operation was happening parallelly. At the same time, the program started implementing the next line. So the next line was consoling this particular string, and we are able to see that that came first. And after that, only the once this operation got finished, we are able to see the results from the callback function. That is why I told you this is an async. See, it's not about reading task takes more time to complete, even though the file is small. This read file, right? This read file function will do this thing asynchronously. You can say parallelly or stacked way of execution, anything. The asynchronous means the program's execution point will move to the next line. The operation will continue on its own. So once that operation is completed, again the callback function is pushed into the execution context, and from there it is executed.
Can we say like when the line number 3 is getting executed at the same time line number 10 is getting executed? So
Not the same time. The line number 3 is executing separately. You can say that. You can say that this operation, this is not
because we
one
are
line.
getting the output first, right? So at the time of completion of the read file, it will print out the output. But before that, the console, I mean, we can see the after async operation on the terminal.
Yes. So you can say that it's kind of in parallel, but not only this line, whatever line you are going to write after this, right? So this particular read operation is going to take some time to read the complete file, depending upon the size of the file. Okay, the size of the file can be in 1 MB or 1000 GB. Okay, so reading will take time. So that operation will happen on its own. Until it is completed, this particular callback function will not be called. Till that point, line by line, everything will be getting executed. So each line will be pushed into the stack, execution stack. Node.js run environments execution stack, and we know that first I mean, in terms of stack, we know that once it is pushed, it needs to be popped out. So one line goes inside and it is popped out and it's executed. So when this particular callback function is triggered, right, at that time, whatever line is executing, at that time, this function is pushed into the stack next, and that gets popped out and that gets executed like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So if you want the data to be in this format, I mean, in the say, yeah. So if you want the data to be in not in buffer, you want to be in a string, then you have to add an encoding type. Okay. So the encoding type you can add it here, which is going to be it's going to be UTF, right?
UTF-8.
8. Right? So this is what we have going to add. So this is the second parameter that we are going to pass it as a script, as a JSON here. Okay. And if I clear this console and rerun this, see, now I'm able to see the output in the UTF-8 format. Sorry, Rupam, I just got confused. I mean, the previous, there is one more read operation which directly takes up the UTF-8. Okay. So this is how we do it. Okay. So now your people are able to relate the buffer stream, how this is used like this, right, from this example.
Sir, one doubt I want to ask that
Yeah.
you have provided the encoding type, that string, right? UTF-8.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
case sensitive? Because yesterday you were writing that yesterday you gave the capital letter UTF-8. Is that a case sensitive or we can provide anything?
You can provide
Anything, right? Yeah.
See, I have the output for you. I have the
Okay.
output for you.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Yeah, guys, please do implement this in your respective desktop, laptop, and computers, and let me know if you people are able to do it successfully, or if you're facing an issue, let me know. I'll resolve it for you.
And sir, please, what about that repo link? You could send us so that we
Yeah,
can.
yeah. I mean, I didn't upload this complete data, so I'll upload it today, and I'll give you the link in the notification that we sent, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, in that I'll paste the repo link.
Uh,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
yesterday I was waiting, but I didn't get.
No, yesterday I was not able to do it uh, because I had me after the class I had
Because
2 hours of meeting in
uh,
my own company meetings I had,
mm,
so I was not able to do it. Today I'll do it and give you for sure.
because
I'll do it.
there are some people, they are just type everything along. Whenever you teach, then they just learn. But I prefer to just understand the whole process. Then I prefer to work on my own. So that's why I
Got
need
it.
that code. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Today I'll get it. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Just give me a minute.
Hmm.
Hello. Sorry. I mean, I got a call from a team, so I have to attend that. Yeah. Sorry. The person who was talking to me, right? Where is it? Tavan, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Sorry for that. I get your point. By today night, I'll send you the link. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure,
And
sure.
my name
Thanks.
is Pareka. Yeah. Thank you.
Fareka.
Yes.
Fareka. Okay. I'm a bit rustic in memorizing the names. Okay. Sorry for that.
Nice, sir. Thank you.
Sure, sure. Thanks. Thanks. Guys, give me a thumbs up or put in chat if you people have done have completed this. Okay, very good. So this portion is clear, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. What if the file is not present? What will happen? The file that I'm going to provide here, if that is not present, what it will happen?
Error. It is going to give us error occurred.
Okay, anybody tried that example in your local system? Please try it. Please change some different name and try it and tell me what is the output you're getting.
Because sir, you are already handling the error here. If error is true, then console.log error occurred, and you are
Yeah,
going
sure.
to show that error message.
Yeah, it's going to throw an error. I just wanted to you guys to try it out and see it what is coming. Okay. Okay, guys. So this was a sync one. Okay. Now let's talk about synchronous way to read a file. Okay. The same file we are going to read. So this is a async operation. Okay. Now we are going to talk about sync operation. Okay. So here, what we are going to do, the same thing. Here we have the data. So what we are going to do here is we are going to define our data. Let's say const data is equal to fs dot read file sync, which is going to take one parameter, that is the file, a file itself, input.txt. Okay, and here I'll do console dot log of sync read. Okay, I'll do data. Okay, and after this I'll just type console dot log of program ended. Okay, so in this case, now I'll come here and run this program. So yeah, I'll just explain you what happened. So what we have done, we have used a synchronous operation for file read in FS module. Okay, this particular line number 15, is going to stay there till the complete file is written. Complete file is read. So the input.txt, let it be a major file, a very big file also. Line, it will hold the program. Okay. Yeah. So 1 minute, guys. Sorry, Kana, what is your name again? Can you repeat your name?
Foreka, sir, you can call me any name. You have two
Okay.
options. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, because no, I got an information that 3 guys might be joining extra. So just looking into that. Yeah, this Sri Sharma, this, you are new to this batch.
Yes, sir. I'm new.
Okay,
Hello.
the Sri Sharma is your name or?
Yes, sir. Sri.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Sri Sharma.
Okay, guys. Sure. So let's move forward. Let's jump and move forward. So this read file sync, right? So this is an function which is already present in FS module. Okay. So what this function does is it waits, it holds the program there. It just holds the program there and waits till it reads the complete input.txt file. So once everything is read by the input.txt file, right? Then it stores the data in the data attribute here, data variable here. So once it stores the data in the variable, then only the program starts executing. Continues executing. So that is why it's called a synchronous operation, because we hold it for certain amount of time. Okay, let's see the output here. So here we have the output. So here what we got the output was async operation first. So this was it. Line number 11 got executed first. Then we have sync read. Sync read is line number 17. So we got the data here, but it is buffer format. So then what we have to do, we have to encode it. We will do that encoding next step. And after that, we can see the program ended. Okay. So after that only we can see this async read, which was happening in line number 8, which came after that only. So that means that much amount of time it takes to read a file. So basically, in sync operation, right, it has stopped the program execution and it has completed the read operation. Then only it has started continued the execution part. So this is the difference between read file and read file sync. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of read file and read file sync?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask, sir, what is the practices. So most of the time we'd like to use the asynchronous process now. So
Yes.
nobody, yes.
Depends upon your use case actually. That is it. Depends upon the use case.
Can you give one or
Yeah,
two?
I'll give.
Yeah.
So see, if for example, instead
Yeah.
of database, you're going to use a file system to store your data. Okay, a file system to store your data. Like you have an Excel sheet which is in Google Drive, G Drive. From there, you're going to get the data and display it in your website. Okay. In that case, what happens is, Shubham, you can use a JSON also. So in that case, what happens is that is a very big file. Let's consider the file is out of 300 MB. Okay. But the website you are going to load, right? Loading the 300 MB of file at a single go will
Mm.
make the website slow.
There will
Right?
going to increase asynchronous one.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you are using synchronous there. In a single go is a synchronous one. So
Okay.
when you are doing synchronous one, okay, synchronous one. So at that time, what happens is the synchronous operation holds the website loading itself. So the performance of the website degrades. The user have to wait, right? Because the 300 MB of data needs to be downloaded in his local. Then only the website will start working. So it will, depending upon the internet connectivity of the person, this is going to take time. If you have a very good internet connectivity, it will be in a fraction of a second. If not, then think about it. It's going to be a very bad
User experience.
user experience. Right. So in that case, we'll be using read file. Okay. So let's say one more example where you are uploading your profile image. Okay. So when you are uploading your profile image, so the
Okay, yes.
submission part will happen only after loading the profile image. So there we have to use read file sync instead
Yeah.
of read file. So these are the two live examples that I can give for you.
Yes, yes, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's add the encoding here. How the encoding is added the same way. We have to have encoding, and it's going to be UTF-8. Okay, and I'll clear this and rerun the code. See, everything got executed perfectly as we wanted. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So please do try these code in your respective desktop, laptop, and computers, and let me know. Okay. Guys, please do implement this. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, guys, I'm back. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you people have done completed it. Give me a thumbs up or put in chat, guys, if you people have completed. Cool. Okay, guys, that's what we wanted to study in terms of async and async and sync example. Now let's move into the another way of opening a file and doing operation. So whatever we did right now, right? The read and write, right? That directly happens on a file. Okay, but in certain times, right? You have to open a file based upon its permissions. Okay, till now, what we have done, we have read the file. I mean, we have read the file, and we have also written data to a file yesterday. Okay, but if you remember an example of bank. Okay, so in bank, right, if you're going to withdraw, for example, you have opened the account in your bank. Okay, and if your bank account has nil balance for now, you deposited 10,000 rupees in your bank. Okay, and there are different layers of employee we have. The initial layer is the person who can check your balance and tell. The another layer, the managers can edit some data in your bank account. And we have the admins who are the top level who can alter your balance in your account itself from the software. Okay, so depending upon the level of access, the file or the database which got created can be modified or can be altered. Okay, so what we are trying to do here is we are trying to open a file, and we are going to open the file in certain mode. It can be a read mode, or it can be read and write mode, or it can be only write mode, or it can be an append mode. So we open a file, then only we'll do the other operations. So this is the safest route that we take in order to achieve the security in dealing with files. Okay, this is the safest route. So what we do, we basically open a file using fs.open. Open is a build function which comes with fs module. Okay, so we will open a file based upon the mode in which the file is opened. The other operations we will execute. Either we will if it is opened in read mode, we will read it. If it is opened in write mode, we will write it. If it is in read and write mode, we can use in that format also. So that is how properly you have to implement. Okay. So far we have seen direct read, direct write, but that is not a correct approach. So depending upon the file, how it is opened, based upon that only these read and write operations needs to happen. So this actually comes under the developer's hands to do it. Okay. So is it clear, guys? I mean, how this read and write should happen in terms of file? Any doubts here? Please openly ask. Parag, what I meant here was, see, we have a database, not a database. We have a file. Okay. For example, that file contains your personal information. You have made it as password protected. Okay. So whenever you are opening the file, you enter the password and you can see it. If somebody else is opening the file, right, he'll be not able to enter the password. So the level of access to the file is kept there. So when we are writing code in the backend, right? So at that time, depending upon the user who is trying to access a file, right, we will open the file in that mode, either in read mode, or either in write mode, or either in read write mode, like that. So depending upon the user's access level, we will be opening a file in that particular mode. Is it clear now, Prag? Any others, guys? Any others have doubt in this? Anyone? Give me a thumbs up, guys, or put it in chat so that I can start writing the code for this. So let's just comment this part. Okay. Yeah, guys, I think let's go for an MCQ. Okay. And then we'll start coding. Guys, I've created the MCQ. Please go and answer. That is for 2 minutes. I was on mute, guys. I was on mute. So few people have their. I mean, does anyone of you have evaluation today? Okay, cool. No, I asked, does any one of you have evaluations today? I mean, during a class time or after the class time like that? Yes.
No idea.
Sure. Right. Okay, no problem.
इतना
Yeah,
रात को
let's.
तो नहीं होगा सर 7
What?
8 बजे तो मैक्स होता है
Okay, Farooq. Yeah, I guess I told your name correctly, right? Farooq.
यस सर
Okay, guys, let's start implementing the portion of the code for okay. Yeah, so let's we have imported the FS module at the top. So we'll start writing code to opening a file. Okay, so that is fs dot open, and inside that we are going to read it from the same path, that is input dot txt. Okay, the next portion that we are going to provide would be the mode. Okay, let me open that. So here, if you see here, right, in open in fs.open, right, we have different values. So the first value would be the path. The second value would be a flag, which is going to what this particular okay. So see, so what we have done here is we are opening a file with the path name. Okay, the path basically refers to the respective file which you are going to open. Okay, then the next value would be the flag. The flag is nothing but it's in mode in which you are going to open the particular file. Okay, if it is R, then that means it is only for reading. Okay, and error will be thrown if the file does not exist. Okay, then we have R plus, which means it is used for both reading and writing mode. Okay, in writing mode, in which we can see exception will occur if the file does not exist. Okay, then we have W, which means writing mode, when you open a file for writing purpose. Okay, and it will create a file if the file doesn't exist. Okay, then we have A, which is the append mode, which means it will open the file and it will add data to it. It will not rewrite the data; it will add data. That is append. Okay, so let's type that out, guys. So here we have. So,
Sir,
hello,
full voice breaking, sir.
is my voice breaking?
Yes, a little bit.
I don't know. For me, it's breaking, sir.
Okay. Uh, okay, I'm getting mixed answer here, guys. So tell me, because I see a lot of people saying no, voice is not breaking. You are saying that my voice is breaking.
వామ్మో ఓకే సార్ మనకు అర్థమయ్యేదే సగం సగం ఓకే సార్
Okay. Sure, if my voice is breaking, let me know, guys. Okay. Okay. So so this is what we have, this input.txt file, and then we have something the mode in which we are going to open it. So I'm going to open it in read mode. Then we have a function which is going to give me the data. I mean, this is the callback function. Okay. The first one would be error. The other one would be the data. Okay. So here, inside this, I'll handle the error first. If there is error, then we can console the error. Okay. And this we will return. We'll do like this. and then we can console that the file is opened successfully in the read mode. Okay. Yeah. So this is what we have done in opening the file in the respective mode. Okay. So if I run this program, see, it shows that the file was opened successfully. Okay. If in case if I'm going to give some other file name here, and if I run this here, right, I'll get the error that there is no file present there. So here, what we are going to do, we are just opening up the file. Okay. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of opening up a file?
No, sir.
Okay. So here, right? So yeah. So please do implement this, guys. The meanwhile, I'll go. I'll teach you about the next mode. Guys, give me a thumbs up or holding chat if you people have completed this, or if you are. I think in middle voice got break maybe. So if something you people didn't understand, please tell it out so that I can explain that particular portion again. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right, this is the mode we are opening. I mean, the flag we are setting here, right, to open a file. That basically tells us is for reading. So every time in Node.js, right, you have to open the file first, and after that, after opening the file inside this function, callback function only, you have to write all the other operations like read, write, everything. I'll show you an example how to do that. Okay. Okay, guys. Shall I move on to the next one? Uh,
Yes, sir.
so the next one is write file. We'll come to write file after the file. Okay. So we have used different ways to open a file, read a file, right? Like file.read, fs.read file, then fs.read file sync. Okay. But when we are using fs.open, right? And inside this, we have to write the code for reading a file. Okay. And here the function is going to be a little bit different. Okay. And that function is fs.read. This is a more executive function, exotic function. Okay. It has a lot of things inside it. Okay. So we can use fs.read file, fs.read file sync. Okay. These two operations are open one. There is no need to open a file. You can directly go and approach it. Okay. But when you are doing it in a secured manner, when you are opening up a file, it is certain mode, then you have to implement certain things inside. Okay. So the one particular thing is reading and writing. And here to do read and write after opening a file is fs.read and fs.write. Okay. So in fs.read, we have list of the parameters. The very first one, we have to tell the file how it is opened. Okay. How the file, will be passing what file we are opening. Okay. From the open dot, I'll show you the example there. Then we have a buffer, which is just a variable which is based upon a buffer. Okay. In which whatever data which is going to be read inside this fs.read, right? That data will get stored in this buffer. Okay. Then the offset. Offset basically refers to the position from where the file should be start reading. If we want to read a file from 10th position or 20th position, so that value can be given in the offset. Okay. Then write the length. So this is the length of the buffer to which the data has to be read. Okay. Then we can also tell them the position from which position you have to pick the file. Function. This callback function basically executes when all assumed and the file. Okay, let's write a code and I'll explain lively how that is done. Okay, so now we have opened the file. Okay, now let's read the file. Okay, so what we'll do here is, so before coming here, I'll create a memory location to store the buffer data. Okay, so I'll do let buff, which is going to be new buffer. Let's say the size is around 1 MB. Okay, 1024 bytes. Okay. And after coming here, what I'll do here is I'll do fs.read fs.read, and here we have to pass the very first value that we are going to pass is the data. After opening up the file, right, we have the complete data inside this data variable. So that have to be passed as the first parameter. Okay. Then the next parameter would be the buffer location where we are going to store the data whenever this read function is executed successfully. So we will have this buffer here. Okay. Then we have the location from where we have to start the offset. So we are going to start it from the starting the file. Okay. Then the length to which we have to read the file, not the complete file we are going to read. We are only going to read the file depending upon the buffer size. Okay. So we'll give here buff.length. Okay. Then the position also we are going to be starting in here. Okay. Then we will have the callback function here, comma, say. Okay. So let's handle the error first. Now, once we have the data, right? We have the data. and that data will be returned as part of bytes here. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll do console.log of bytes. Okay, so this is how we are opening up our file and we are reading data. So what we have done here, let's go line by line. So line number 23, we have opened up a file in read mode. This is in read mode. Okay, and we have checked if in opening file if we face any error, we will handle it here in the line number 25. Okay, then once the file is opened successfully, right? Then we have written code to read the data inside the file. We know that after opening the file is presented the data, okay, which we pass to fs.read. So the very first parameter of the read function in the fs module would be the data itself, which fs.open has given. Okay, then the memory location where we have to store the data once we get those data. I mean, whatever reading they are going to do. Then we have the offset from where the file has to be started reading till which point the file should be read. That is the buff.length, because the buffer size only we are only going to have that much buffer size only. If you have 1 MB of buffer size, that means we are only going to read 1 MB of data from the 5 MB file, like that. Okay, once the reading is done, this particular callback function will be triggered. Now let's try to run this code. Okay. So I got an error here.
सर वो इनपुट 2 है ना इनपुट फाइल डॉट
Oh,
ओपन
okay. Thanks. I missed that. Okay. See, I got it. So whatever amount of bytes that I read right from the input file, that I got it as here the value. This is the byte of data that I have read it from the file. Okay. So this is the way you can open up a file, you can read data in a byte-wise manner. Are you guys able to understand here what we are trying to achieve here? Hello. Guys, I'm audible or not?
Sir, what are those two parameters, 0 and 0?
This one is the offset. This is the offset
Okay,
from where
offset.
the yeah.
So
See,
0 means it's going to read from byte 1, or I just
it starts from the 0th position in the
0 position. Okay, right.
file.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Prag, your question is correct. When we have this fs.read file and fs.read file sync operations, then why do we need these kind of functions? So fs.read file and read file sync came later part of this page. So initially, when we are coding in Node.js, right, at that time, we have to open up a file. We have to read based upon the mode in which it has opened up. Then we have to close the file. So this was the operation initially followed. So this is a kind of an older approach, okay? And this approach is still used when you have to read the data in byte-sized manner. I mean, byte to byte if you want to read data from a file. And in fs.read file and fs.read file sync, right? We don't have these customization where from where we have to start reading and where we have to stop reading.
Sir, what is the second 0? The first one is the offset.
The second one is the position. Okay. So R is basically the type. R is basically the type which tells in what mode this particular function and this input file has been opened up, whether it is in read mode or it is read write mode or write mode, like that. If we are opening it in the write mode, right? I mean, if you are opening it in read mode and you are trying to write that file, then that is not correct, right? At that time, it will throw in error. Okay, guys. Please implement this in your respective systems and let me know once you people have done this.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Shish.
Yes, sir. What is bytes? It is an inbuilt function.
No. Bytes is not an inbuilt function. It is an I mean, it is the amount of bytes that the fs.read has read. That's not an inbuilt function. That is a variable which consists of the amount of byte that fs.read has read.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Is Rupam there? Does he pin it out?
Sir, what is buff over here?
Okay. Buff is the memory location that we have created here as a buffer. How much amount of buffer that we are going to read?
Hello, Gopi. This is Lalita here.
Yeah, Lalita.
I just wanted to talk to the class once.
Sure. Please.
Hi, guys.
Hi, ma'am.
Guys, I just wanted to ask you a few things. I have seen the class and everyone was joining with their original names. It's a good thing. And please to join what names you have given in your dashboards or with your original names itself. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that I just wanted to call out a few names right now. Okay. First thing is this guy named Kavana. You there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, so you're new to the batch, right?
Yes,
From which batch?
I'm from Ambedkar batch.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Foreka.
Sorry.
Okay, my name. So
Okay.
yeah, actually, so you wanted me to join with my name, right?
No. I just wanted to know what's your
Okay.
name is.
Okay, my name is Irfan.
Irfan, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, got it. And Sri Sharma, right? Another guy? Uh-huh. Hello? Is there any guy named Sri Sharma here now? Gopi, did he left?
Yeah, I think so, Lalit. I'm not able to see him.
Okay, understood. So from next time, please guys, do join with your original names because it's getting really tough for us to find out who is giving a proxy and who is marking a fake attendance. Okay, and the next thing I would like to tell, when you ask a doubt to an instructor, if he is not clear, you guys either do raise a ticket or ask him again. But don't speak in your native languages. I don't want to mention the names, but don't speak in your native languages or don't humiliate. Okay, you got my point, and people know who did this because this has been a recorded session and we will be taking an action against this one if this happens again. Thank you, Gopi. You can continue now.
So Lalita, I have one doubt from you. So if there is a question, if I don't understand in English, or there are some students who don't understand, so they are not allowed to talk in your native language, means Hindi.
No.
There are
Don't ask. No. I just didn't mention you as that one.
I know,
But
no,
like
but
after asking a
I'm
doubt,
just yeah, I know, but
if you
sometimes
are
it happens.
comfortable in asking a Hindi, you can ask him. But the instructor needs to tell you what's your doubt to the rest of the students as well, and he needs to
I know.
explain in a clear manner. That's what our
Yeah,
instructors are doing.
yeah.
And when I just logged in and I have seen a few guys who is asking, and they're just speaking in like their own language. I know you
Mhm.
guys are hearing me. I don't want to embarrass you in front of everyone. So I just kept quiet without announcing your names. But when we get on a call to one, I just wanted to ask because this is being a recorded session, right? You guys were so aware of that one. You can listen to the class again and again. So please, guys, don't do these things. Yeah, Gopi, you can continue.
Sure, Lalit. Thanks. Okay, so moving forward, yeah, Himanshu, do you want me to explain this concept completely again?
Okay, just a quick review, if you can.
Can you come again? I'm not able to hear you properly.
Uh, can you explain it again? Because
Okay, so see, okay, no problem. See, what we are doing here is, so we have advanced functions like fs.read file, fs.read file sync, right? Using that, you can read the file directly. But traditionally, the way of reading a file is opening a file first in certain mode, then reading the file completely in the byte format, and then converting that byte into the text format. So that is the and then closing the file. So this is the traditional approach that we follow everywhere. If you're using a Windows or Mac, anywhere. Okay. So for that purposes, right, when you're developing some software, desktop-based software using Node.js, right? So in that case, you have to open the file first. So for opening a file, we have fs.open. So once the opening of file is successful with the respective mode in which it is going to open, then you can perform operations on that, like read operation or write operations like that. So that is what we have done.
Okay. Can you please explain what are these parameters? There are so many parameters in the read function.
Sure. So the very first parameter refers to the complete data which the fs.open open returns. Okay. The next is the buffer size and the buffer where this whatever data we are going to read, that it's going to get stored. Okay. So we have created a buffer here. Okay. The next one is the offset. Offset basically is from which position you have to start reading. Okay, in that particular file. Okay, so that is the offset. Offset we provide here. Offset is like if you give 5, right, from the starting position it will go to 5 positions, next to 5 positions, and then start reading. So that is the offset. See, offset is not like if it is 5 means it is the from the first position that is going to start. It is offset from the starting position, which we mention as the fourth parameter here. From there, how many positions it has to go next so that it can start reading. So that is the offset here. Then we have total amount of data that should be read. Okay, it's not the complete file needs to be read. So the total amount of data that should be read. So that I have given here as the length of the buffer that we have created. Okay, then the fourth one is the position from where the file should start reading. And finally, we have the callback function, which returns when error has occurred or the complete data is read.
So what is it returning? What is this 27?
Okay, this is the amount of bytes that this is, I mean, the amount of bytes that have read it from the file. Okay, and if we want to convert that byte into the string, okay, then we can do it here. What we'll do here, we will first check the bytes should be greater than 0. Okay, because it's a continuous process, so it should be greater than 0. And here we can console.log of. We can the buff is going to contain the data. Okay, so buff.slice. So from the starting of the buffer to the end of the buffer, that is the byte size. Okay, till here we can read it, and we can convert that into string format. So this is how we usually convert the data which we have read. So whatever data we have read, it's present in the buff place, buff object, which is nothing but it's an continuous stream of data. Okay, so what we are going to do, we know that buffer is kind of like kind of an array. So we have an inbuilt method called slice, where we can select the certain portion in the buffer and read it. So the starting position and the ending position we have given. The 0th is the starting position, and ending is the position, the size of the bytes that we have read from the file. We have read 27 bytes. That means in the buffer variable, we are going to read from 0 to 27th position, 26th position. Okay, and we are converting that into a string by using toString function. It's an inbuilt JavaScript function.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a doubt here. So
Yes.
we actually get the content of the input.txt in the data, right?
No.
So
Here we get it as a total bytes. How many bytes of data we have? That is what we get. We don't get it the exact data that you are referring to.
okay, so if we want to, print it out on the terminal, then how can we do that? The
So
content
that
of
is,
the file.
yeah, this is the line which is going to do that. Okay, if I save this,
Is there
and
any other way as well, or this is the only way
no, this
to?
is the way. This is the way to do that.
Actually, sir, I'll like to interrupt. So the other way you can give the third parameter here in the function, and it will give the data. Like with error bytes, and you give another function buffer. Buffer
Yeah.
will be the data. Yeah.
Yeah, you can give it here. So that is a byte read. Okay. So yeah, don't let's not jump to that particular portion. Let's clear this out, and then we'll go to that particular portion. Okay. So are you clear here, Preeti, in this context?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So please do take up this particular portion of the code which I've written. I have added text, and please do implement in your respective systems, and let me know if people are able to do it, or if anyone is facing any problem. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up if you people have done completed this, so that I can move to the write file function.
Sir, 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. No problem. No problem. Guys, give me thumbs up or put it in chat, guys, if I can move forward.
Sir, can you please show the output for this one?
Yeah, it's down there. Here we have the output, right? The terminal.
Okay, sir. Sir, for me, it's not changing it to the string. Like it's just giving the buffer.
Okay, can you paste the code in the chat so that I can have a look on the code?
Sure, sir.
You have to define. Okay, did you pass it here? The same value.
Sorry, sir. Where?
Not you, Amanjot. I was talking to Kanu. Kanu, please check the bytes that you have passed in line number 27, 29, and what you have consumed in line number 30, 36, 46, and 33, 35. Okay, I think you have used the wrong variable. It's not buffer, it should be buff, because you're using buff at the top, right?
No, sir. I used buff only, like in the if statement. I only used buff. Buffer was the second console.
No, the last console statement.
So that one is working. Yeah, that one is working. It's changing to string. But the console.log, I've done the if using the buff dot slice. That one is just giving me the raw data.
Raw data.
The buffer, not the string.
Okay, it's because of instead of dot operator, you have used comma there.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dot to string. That should be dot to string. Okay, cool. So shall we move forward, guys? Cool. Now let's write something in the file. Okay. We have opened the file. Now we have to, before reading the file, let's write something in the file. So to write data into the file, right, the function that we are going to use is fs.writeFile. Okay, here we are going to pass a few parameters, and majorly we'll be looking into the three parameters. The first one would be the path or the file name, then the data, either that should be in the string format or the buffer format. Then if you are putting it in the buffer format, then you have to give the encoding type. Okay. If we're going to put it in string format, then there is no need of encoding type. And then finally, the callback function, which says whether the operation is completed or not. Okay. So this writing file, right? This writing file, write file, right? What it will do is basically overwrites the file if the file already exists. If it is not existing, then it will create a new file. Okay. Right. Let's write the code for it. So that will be fs.writeFile. Okay. And inside that we have to use the file to which we are going to write. So that is input.txt. Okay. And then let's say new data. This is new data. Okay. And finally the callback function, which will have the error. Okay. So just do if error, then console.log of error. Okay. So here we are only writing a file, so nothing is going to be returned. If there is an error, then only you are going to know. Otherwise, the function is successful. So that is why in the callback function we have just only error. Okay. Now let's try to run this file. Will this caution issue if I run this file? Anybody? Any thoughts? Okay. See, it has opened successfully, but it has not read any data. Okay. The problem here was we have opened the file, right? But the opening of the file was in which format? I mean, which way? It was in read format. I have to change the format. Then I have to do both read and write operations. Okay. So I have to do both R plus, which is going to do both read and write operations. Okay. And the reading of the file, right? This reading of the file needs to happen inside this callback function, because then only we will know that the writing has completed or okay. this writing of the file will call this particular function when there is an error or when the function is completed, when there is a positive or negative output. So when there is a positive output, this function is called. Then we know that the file is ready to be read. Okay, I come here and type this. See, now the new data has been added to it. The new data has been added to input.txt. If I go to the input.txt, see, the data got changed. Okay, and we got the data. So what initially we made a mistake was we have to open the file in the read and write mode, and inside the write file we have a callback function, and this callback function is triggered when the writing is successful or some error has occurred. So we have handled the error here. So what if the data is successful? If the operation is successful, then we can read the data. So that's why we have moved the read function inside the write callback, write files callback. Okay. Guys, any doubts here, guys, in terms of write file?
Sir, it will overwrite the file. No? It will delete whatever is there and write new in there.
Yes, yes, exactly. Exactly. It's going to overwrite it. Any doubts, guys? Either raise a hand or put it in chat if you have a doubt, share post. Okay. Yes, Sabir, what's your doubt? Sabir, you're on mute. Okay, Sabir. Yeah, I got to know. I got to know about that. Yeah. So, Sabir, what we have done here is we are opening up a file using FS module. Okay, FS module, where we have the input data and which format we are going to open it up, whether it is in read, write, or something like that. If it is in read, then read, then only R. If it is a write, it is W. If it is both read and write, it is R plus. Okay. So after opening up the file, we are writing some data to the file. Okay. Once the data is written to the file, we are trying to read data from that file. Okay. If you watch the recording, right, I think it will be easier for you. Okay. If you got any still. So Sabir, if you got any doubts, right, you think you can ask him tomorrow or ping me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sure, sir. Yeah, guys, please do implement this piece of code and let me know once you people have done it.
Sir, give us MCQ meanwhile.
Yeah, once people complete this coding, right, then I'll get the next.
Okay.
So that code start from 30 or ऊपर भी कुछ है, I mean.
Yeah. Import the FS at the top. Okay. Const FS is equal to this. Just move it forward. This is a complete code. Wait.
सर एक बार आउटपुट दिखाइए ना.
This is the output.
सर मेरा है ना आपको जो 19 डिजिट आया ना मेरा अभी भी 0 आ रहा है.
Okay, did you move the read file the code inside the this particular function? I mean the write files callback function.
No.
You
I
have to
didn't.
move it. So after writing the file only, we know once we know that the writing file is done, then only we can read it, right? So we know once the write file operation is completed when the callback is triggered. So we have to read the file inside that callback only. Yes, Himanshu, that's correct. Sorry, Pal, I missed your question. What is the scale of this? Okay. Parag, I have responded back in chat, please. Have a look. Sure, man. Yeah, guys, this is the portion that I wanted to cover today. Okay. Shall I start with the routing today or shall we do it tomorrow?
So tomorrow.
Now we have reached to the end of the class. We have 15 minutes. We have to do 3 MCQs also. So we'll push it for tomorrow. Okay. And yeah, and one more extra input for you guys. So a few of people were asking about the appending of the file, right? So I am pasting a Stack Overflow link where you can read about the appending of a file. So till today we have done opening, writing, reading this stuff. So what about appending? Okay. So I have pasted up a link in the this thing which you can utilize. Okay, guys, I'll move to the MCQs. Guys, I'm going to give the MCQs, so please log into your portal. I'm pasting the second MCQ. Please go and answer. That is for 2 minutes. Guys, I'm pasting the third MCQ. Please go and answer. That is also for 2 minutes. Hey guys, I'm pasting the third, the fourth MCQ. Please go and answer it. I think that's also for 2 minutes. Yeah, Rupam, let me check it now itself. Um, so Rupam, yesterday CC was about. Rupam, if I'm not wrong, yesterday CC was about the number of times the website was visited, right? That was the CC yesterday, right? So yeah, so there what happened was we have to maintain the number value, right, in a file, either in a JSON file or in an or in text file. So the read write operations, whatever we learned yesterday, right? Fs dot create stream, right? That thing only create stream to read a file and write a file, right? That is how we have to do that.
So, sir, each time the user will redirect to route, there will be a append in the file, sir, text file.
It can be append or you can rewrite the complete file. First, you have to read the file. You have you have to read the file. You have to convert that string into an number, then increment the number. Then again, you have to rewrite the file.
And while delete, it should like delete the whole like text file.
Yes.
Okay.
So every time you're opening the website, right? So every time the count has to be incremented.
That thing is clear. So like I implemented that,
No,
but
I was explaining to the person who was there in the chat.
but sir, like I'm not getting how to like implement in JSON, like how to store it.
So you do it with a normal file, okay? A JSON example, I'll share you with you guys.
Okay, sir.
Normal file. Use a text file first. Then for JSON, I'll tell you how to do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, I'll just open up the attendance for you guys. Yeah, the attendance is created. Like, people can go and do it. Okay. So, Rupam, I have seen your example. So, what you have done, you have a global variable that is going to handle that stuff, right? So, what I'm telling is, don't do it in the global variable. Add a file, and that file where the visit count you have, right? That value should be stored. The zero should be stored in that particular file. Okay. Every time you hit this, right? You have to increment the count. You have to read the file, convert that string into a number, increment that number, then again write that number into that file, and the incremented number needs to be sent to the as the response. And whenever you reset it, you have to reset that value to zero in that file. Yeah, guys, that's all for today. If you guys have any doubt, we can go with the doubts, guys.
Sir, out of syllabus doubt, can we ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, so there is a question I want to know. What is our error boundary in React? What is
Okay,
the
that
sole purpose of that thing? Yeah.
error boundaries is actually used to capture whenever the React component you're loading, right? So
Yes.
sometimes what happens is the component doesn't load properly because of your some coding error. Okay, so
Because of some
the coding error, some coding
coding.
error,
Yeah.
or continuous call of setting of state, or continuous calling of props or something like that.
Hmm.
Because of that, the component may go out of bound. Okay, so
Hmm.
to handle that particular situation where your website doesn't crash, your website shouldn't crash. So the error boundary helps us to capture all those error data and put it into our screen. So from there we can easily debug.
Okay, this is for debugging, right? Whenever our web
It is
going to crash.
this is for debugging as well as this is for handling,
Handling, yeah, yeah.
capturing the errors and handling.
And so, sir, this is a new feature or what?
No, it is there. It is from it's not. I don't know.
And
It's from there because from 2 years ago I had worked on error boundary.
okay, and one more last question: how to implement it? Can we just tell me verbally?
Okay, so there is a way to do it. Okay, wait a minute. Let me give you the proper syntax.
Yeah, one more question is there, sir. This is the error boundary, and the second question was
I've sent you a link. That's an official React document where you can find those error boundaries.
Okay.
Code
Yeah.
and everything.
Thank you, sir. And one more thing, sir. What is like synthetic? Yeah, synthetic. Something is there, no? Synthetic event or something in JavaScript or React. I don't know.
Yeah, React. So see, so React basically happens on a virtual DOM, and normal HTML events, right? The JavaScript events happens on the regular DOM.
Real DOM.
So
Yeah.
real DOM. So all those events which are present in the real DOM is being mimicked in React, and those events are called as synthetic events.
So those features has been limit in React, right?
Bit of limitations are there because in the real DOM, the actual content we get it, but in the virtual DOM, few things we don't get. Few
Okay.
limitations are there, but not that much. It is exactly the same things.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sure. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Let's catch up tomorrow. Right, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.